Now in folder review, we'll create a new file. So right click, review form, new file. And here we choose Cocoa Touch class. Next, there we give a file name called a rating view. And the subclass, we choose UI control. So here we type UI control. UI control. Make sure it is UI control. And go next. And create. Next, we'll set the identity of the view object next to the label in restaurant detail view controller scene to ratings view. So let's open restaurant detail storyboard. And I will select this area. Notice here it is under label overall rating right here. We get this view selected here next to 00 label. That's the place that we select. And now we open the class that controls this area, and we want to choose the class that we just created here. That is called a ratings view. So right here, choose ratings view. Right here, that's the one we just created. Remember, we just created it right here, ratings view. So we want to use this class, ratings view. We had to do it a little slowly so that we can see where it is. Or you can just type it in. So, or you don't select it, you just type it in. So ratings view R. Where's it? Top one. I just type it in so that I don't need to find it here. So it's a ratings view. Okay, that's the one we select. Ratings view, that's the one we select. We use this class to manage this area. Next, we'll go back to ratings view class to make the display stars by using graphic assets inside the assets folder. So right here, I'm going to type the code. Here it says let image field star get image. No, I don't want much. Xcode always add some code for us. Right, so right here, oh, I typed wrong here, so uppercase I M A G. That's it. Don't pick up anything from here, just stop right here and click anywhere and go back here. Notice I get an error here. Let's do this. Just delete a G, add it back there. And we get a drop down list here. We don't need any of those, but we do need the first one called image literal. Because when you select image literal, we point to the assets folder with all the images that we want to add to right here. So hit enter now. Now notice here, when I hit enter, I get a little something like this icon. So now I just click on it. And what you do is you must make sure you highlight the little square here. If you don't highlight it, becomes something like this. So you highlight, and you double click on it. Double click. Now you pop up this. This is the point to the assets folder. That's what we added here. Assets folder added here with all the images. So you can see if you scroll down, you can attach any picture from here to the code. This time we want to choose this star. Select it. Now you can see the star comes in. Look at that. The star comes in means we attached the picture file to this variable image field star. Now let's continue here. We do the same thing for another one. So let say image half star and this time we want to attach half star, which is a that one. And next we create a empty star. Okay, so now when we double click on it, we attached the image to each variable, and that's what we want. So continue from here. Alright, so these are the variables that were created so far for the rating view class, which extends UI control. And it's obvious that the first three variables to hold the first three variable properties hold these three images, three pictures, and should become first responder is a Boolean variable that's set to true. And later we'll use this in a method that determines whether the rating view can accept touch events. The rating is used to keep track of current rating. The number of the star that's drawn will be determined by the value of rating. And the total star determines the total number of the star to be drawn. And next we need to initialize we need an initializer for this class. So right after the property declaration, we add override init and required init. These two are the standard initializers for UI view. Remember, the UI control is a subclass of UI view. So UI view require to have init, override init and a required init. The override init is used if UI view instance is added using code. It creates UI view with the CGRect. A CGRect means it's rectangle. It's a structure that contains the location and the dimension of a rectangle. Location is expressed with XY coordinates with origin 00 located in the upper left corner of the screen. Dimension is the width and height of rectangle in points. And the required init is used if UI view instance is in storyboard file. When we build the app, this is stored in app bundle. The location and the dimension are specified in size inspector. Remember, we're extending the UI control, and it is a subclass of UI view. It is good practice to call superclass initializer with override inside the subclass initializer, and that's why we're doing right here. We say override init. Next, we'll create some methods to draw stars on screen. So here we create a extension, ratings view. 3 functions: draw star, draw half star, and draw. Draw star method with the parameter frame, which is a CGRect, and highlighted with Boolean value. Depending on the value of highlighted, true or false, we set image to a field or an empty star. So highlight true, false. If it is true, then we put we get an image highlighted because it's a Boolean value, true or false. So we put a image field star, image empty star, or we draw an image. Function draw half star pass image half star to the draw method along with the frame. And the draw method uses UI image with CGRect to draw a appropriate star filled with or filled half or empty, which is specified by frame. Next, let's create a draw method. So after init, we add draw. Now let's see how it works. Notice here I get an error here, so I'm going to delete all of those. So it's empty now. And type it again, saying color. Choose color literal. Alright, so after choose color literal, it becomes square. And here you can choose color actually. So if you click on it, you can see that you got a color plate to choose. So that's what you want. Now at this moment, we don't choose any color here. We just say set color, set fill color. So in the scene, we want to draw color. So we need a context, which is UI graphic scat current context. This is like a scratch pad that we use to draw something. And then we choose color. Because we're ready to draw, we need color here. Notice here, at this moment, I have a square here because it points to the color literal. And it actually points to a autocomplete menu to show the color literal. This box represents the color of the field and it's white by default. When we double click on it, we can see the color picker, which allow us to choose color, any color that we want whenever we double click on it. But this moment we don't want to choose any color. The next line, context fill rect. It fills the rectangle area specified by the rect with the fill color. And by default we put a white because we didn't choose any color, it's white. And now we have the rectangle size width and cell width, which is available width divided by CG float total star size. And we have a star side. We calculate the cell width less than or equal to the rectangle size height with cell width rectangle size height. By using these three lines, get the dimension of the star set to be drawn by dividing the width of the reading view by number of star that needs to be drawn and assigning it to the cell width. If the cell width is less than or equal to reading's view height, then the star side is set to the cell width. Otherwise, it's set to be the same as reading's view height. And we have a for loop right next to it. Since the total star is set to 5, so this for loop will repeat 5 times. And here we have we created the value center frame highlighted and highlighted, and we have property 1, 2, 3, 4 properties. Now look at the value here, cell width times CG float index plus cell width divided by 2. Center, find out the center, so we get x and y with the value plus 1 for the x, and y is the rectangle size height divided by 2. And then we'll make up a frame with x, y, and width, height. So with these lines, the code will calculate the location and the size of a rectangle where each star should be drawn inside reading view. The location value is offset from top left corner of reading view, and the width and height set to star side. And then we have if-else statement to determine whether the star is filled, half filled, or empty.